The Edmonton Oilers have traded Evander Kane to the Vancouver Canucks in exchange for a fourth-round pick in this year's draft. The 33-year-old Kane did not play in the regular season while recovering from multiple surgeries, but he returned for the postseason, scoring 6 goals and 12 points in the Oilers' run to the Stanley Cup final. Kane has 1 year remaining on his 4-year, $20.5 million contract at a $5.125 million cap hit. Took to Twitter and said this: "I'm incredibly excited for the next chapter of my career as I join the Canucks. It's an honor to become part of the organization and team I grew up watching as a kid. Vancouver, a city that lives and breathes hockey. Looking forward to the opportunity to play in front of my hometown as I did many years ago as a Vancouver Giant." Canucks GM Patrick Allvin spoke about the trade.
When a player like this comes available to the cost, we felt we have a chance to upgrade our top 9, mid 6, and become a harder team to play against. To have a player that is on a 1-year deal get a chance to come home and after 2 back-to-back years in the Stanley Cup finals with experience playing with Draisaitl and McDavid and a good team in Edmonton. Means a lot to have an excited player coming here to Vancouver and provide the spark and juice we need here. I think the past is the past with Evander. The last couple of years in Edmonton, I think he contributed a lot to the off-ice stuff and helping out in the society there. And this gives us a chance and him a chance to see if this is a fit moving on here, and I'm sure hoping so.
This is a fascinating trade that I'm very excited to chat with Craig Button about. Craig's here for the first of 2 conversations today. Let's talk about it. You get a player who has 1 year left on his deal, and Edmonton needs to clear up cap space. They've got a lot of work to do. You have a Vancouver Canucks team that needs more help up front. He happens to be from Vancouver. Seems like a win-win. Do you see it that way?
I'm going to get to the Edmonton part in a second, which I don't see as a win. For the Vancouver Canucks, 1 year left on a contract at $5.25. You know, he didn't play the whole season, and he came back for the playoffs, and he played really well in the first 3 rounds of the playoffs. Bottom line is the Edmonton Oilers got beat by a much better team in the Florida Panthers. But Evander Kane, I don't expect him to be less motivated going into his last year of his contract, trying to as a free agent. Healthy now. He's got a full year getting through the surgeries. You're rehabbing, and now you can work on your conditioning. But what Evander Kane offers is edge. He adds weight. He's got skill. And something that the Vancouver Canucks can benefit from. They need that. They don't have enough skill. They don't have enough offense. And so he brings that. Also, when you start to think about Elias Pettersson, you think about somebody that can carve out space with his board work, with his one-on-one battles, with his physical play. And I think that can benefit Pettersson. So I don't think it's just about the Vancouver Canucks. It's also about what he can add to Elias Pettersson. And I think that's significant. I like this trade for the Vancouver Canucks. Now when we go to the Edmonton, so what we hear about, they have to clear out cap space. Yeah, I get it. So here's what they've cleared out. They cleared out Warren Foegele. They cleared out Ryan McLeod. They cleared out Philip Broberg. They've cleared out Dylan Holloway. They cleared out Evander Kane. Wonderful. All players that I feel can help you win. All players that they were missing, with the exception of Evander Kane in the playoffs.
Right.
And I don't like it for the Edmonton Oilers. Go clear cap space elsewhere. And maybe the time for Evander Kane to go elsewhere had arrived. I understand that. I didn't feel the Edmonton Oilers were better last summer after the moves they made. 97-29, overperform, lead that team in so many different ways to get to the level they do. And now, again, less help for them. Less help for them. I don't like it. I'll wait to see what the Edmonton Oilers do.
I was just going to say, is it possible further moves might change your mind down the road?
Well, I waited through the course of the season and after last summer.
Right.
And again, I'm going to go back to 97-29. 97 is basically said, I'm here to win. It's now up to management to show him that they're committed to winning too. I think there's too many moves that have hurt their depth, that have hurt their team in significant ways, that don't help them in a better position to win.
Looks like Victor Arvidsson is out the door likely as well. So that'll be another player, another veteran who'll be out the door. Let's move on to a different subject. Pierre LeBrun was on our show yesterday and talking about the potential teams that might be interested in Mitch Marner in free agency. You have one team, though, in your mind that you feel would be an ideal fit?
Well, I have a couple of teams in mind. Okay. So, but the one team I'm going to go to, because there's a couple different layers here. I have the Washington Capitals in my mind.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. That's a wow.
Okay.
Isn't it? So I have the Washington Capitals, who I think are a top team.
Yep.
Alexander Ovechkin is going to be 40 come September. You add a Mitch Marner, and now as Alexander Ovechkin, gets to the twilight of his career, why wouldn't Mitch Marner be a great fit there? They have an excellent team. They have excellent prospects. You can replace one superstar with another superstar. Mitch Marner is a top player in this league. First team All-Star right wing, 2 times a Selke Trophy finalist, and I think he's been much maligned. The M&M lines up here with Mitch Marner, too. I think he's been really unfairly maligned in Toronto. People say, oh, Mitch Marner couldn't do it. He wasn't able to do it. Those guys. I don't think they have a third line or a fourth line in Toronto. I don't think that they've been helped here. And we can talk about it all they want. Toronto Maple Leafs are not going to find a player to replace Mitch Marner. And, Jay, I'm going to ask this question. Where has there ever been a superstar homegrown player that the team didn't want? In any sport.
Well, this is the great dilemma that Mitch Marner had the potential in a lot of people's mind to go down as the greatest Toronto-born Maple Leaf ever. And now it's obviously not going to end that way.
He's 28 years old, Jay. And 100 points. Like, if they think that Mitch Marner leaving here is going to make their team better, okay, show me. I'm ready to listen. I'm ready to watch. But Mitch Marner is not easily replaceable.
We'll find out exactly where he's going to go. You said, as we show you what's coming up on free agency, it's going to be a great day, free agent frenzy. Craig, you're going to be there. What were the other couple of teams you thought?
Vegas and LA.
Yes.
And I think both those teams in the Western Conference can add a Mitch Marner and fit in there nicely. We added Brett Hull in 1998. St. Louis didn't think they could win with him. Guess what? The Dallas Stars did win with him.
Free Agent Frenzy brought to you by Harvey's Canada Day. Now, I want to talk about the fact that the Boston Bruins, that's what we're getting to, right, guys? No, we're going this. Okay, we're going to 84 games. All right, let's talk about this first. A little good idea, bad idea. Kevin Weeks, our good friend, he has suggested or reported Wednesday night that one topic on the tail in the ongoing CBA talks, which appear to be winding up, and it seems like we're getting close to a CBA announcement, one of the topics is the idea of potentially taking the regular season from 82 games to 84 games. Good idea or bad idea, Craig?
Good idea, and just get the preseason down to 2 or 4.
Right, as long as you do that,
right? Exactly.
Right?
You can't have, I'm looking at the preseason schedules coming out, 6 games, 7 games. No, the players are in shape. They're ready to play. They just need to get a feel. Like 4 games max in the preseason. Start it in the last week of September, and then let's go have 2 extra regular season games. I'm all on board with that.
I couldn't agree more. What do you think about Pierre LeBrun's idea of starting the season earlier, ending the season earlier?
Well, I don't know if it's possible to end it earlier. You can start earlier, because I don't think the NHL has to worry anymore about, football, the NFL, Major League Baseball in the fall. The hockey fan is the hockey fan. Just go look at the numbers.
Yeah.
The numbers are great in the buildings, and the fans are going to come out and watch. So start it 10 days earlier.
Absolutely.
With the international schedule, which the players want, so now you got to build in a gap.
Yeah.
There's already a 5 to 7 day break for the players, which is beneficial. But now that allows for the season to start earlier. You can build that in, get a little more rest. And even if the season ends June 15th, I'm not fussed by it. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
And we're not going back to a May 31st Stanley Cup final. It's not happening.
Why?
Do you want to go back to cars? Do you want to go back to cars with no power steering?
I want to go back. I want to go back to
windows?
No hockey in June. Hockey in June, no good.
Okay.
No one wants that. Not a single person wants it.
Oh, well, wait a sec.
Not a single person, except for maybe Gary Bettman.
Oh, I don't.
Not a single person wants hockey in June.
I know.
June in this country is summertime.
All those fans in Edmonton watching the games.
They would rather watch it in May and be at Sylvan Lake in June.
No, they wouldn't.
Yes, they would. Okay, sports clothes. Here we go. We've got a couple of teams that have unveiled new uniforms, and we were excited to talk to Craig about it because Craig is the best dressed person at the network, so he has got the authority to decide whether these new looks are worthy of these teams. The Boston Bruins unveiled new uniforms on Wednesday. Really kind of a throwback look, Craig, sort of a a throwback to the Rick Middleton days. What do you think? What are your thoughts on these Bruins uniforms?
Well, first of all, I love the fact that they're going throwback to those days of Rick Middleton and that era.
Yeah.
You know, Terry O'Reilly.
Yeah, for sure.
Who cannot like those guys, right?
Yeah.
And I think that too many teams find, like, I get it. You're trying to market, you're trying to find new uniforms. If you ever won a Stanley Cup, go and change your uniform any way you want, right?
I love that philosophy.
But when you've won a Stanley Cup, don't change your uniform. I still have a burr in my butt.
Oh, I know what
that
this is.
The
I know
Dallas
it's coming.
Stars have changed their uniforms.
I knew that was going to be what you're talking about.
Go back and look at those uniforms, okay?
Yeah.
Beautiful uniforms. Won a Stanley Cup. All kinds of success in Dallas with those uniforms. And then they change them.
Yep.
You're not winning again in Dallas till you go back to the old uniforms, the Stanley Cup winning uniforms.
Listen to us, all right? Mr. Gagliardi or whoever is making the decisions there. Okay, we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, Craig's going to be back. We're going to discuss his final mock draft leading to Friday's draft.